Okay. And then we'll get into our question and answer session. All right. Well, guys, thanks for having me in here today. I'm James Noack, and as you know, I'm running for Montgomery County Commissioner Precinct 3. And I've been a resident of Montgomery County since 2007. Grew up just south of here in Spring. Went to Texas A&M University, graduated 3.5 years, December 1994, and moved back and began my career in the financial services industry. So I spent 17 years, 16 years, give or take, in the financial services industry, working with businesses and municipalities from planning for funding obligations for retirement plans, pension plans, 401k plans, and I've spent a lot of time helping them make sure that they're budgeted to meet their fiduciary and future funding obligations. From there, I decided that I wanted to, I've always had a desire to serve my community in a greater way, and I think that there's really no better way than public service to get active in your community and try to do your part. And I, once Ed Chance had decided to retire, I studied the responsibilities and duties of a county commissioner and decided that I wanted to make an attempt to really serve you and the constituents of Montgomery County. I felt like, as I did my research, that our county has had a very small group of people running our county government for a very long time. And I believe that that's not always in the best interest for the citizens of Montgomery County. The longer that you're in office, sometimes the more distant you become to the average individual citizen. And my goal is really to get in here and do the work of the people, make certain that you have a voice, a representative on Commissioner's Court. As a commissioner, I want to focus on transparency in county government, making certain that we all know and understand how your tax dollars are collected, what they're spent on, and make certain that you have a say in the debt that is accumulated in Montgomery County. About 40% of the debt, as you know, has become county debt without us ever having the ability to vote on it. And I think we can do a much better job, and we can do that by putting forward a 5-year financial plan and going to the voters when we believe that we need funding for something that the general budget doesn't allow for. So as your county commissioner, I want to make certain that we focus on providing services that we're statutorily and constitutionally required to provide, and make certain that the people feel like they have a connection to their county government. And I'm here today to answer any questions that you may have and turn it back over to you.
Okay. Who's got the first question, Commissioner Noack? Okay. Is the lady over there?
Unfortunately, I have got several for you, but I'm only allowed one at this point. If you ran into something that the county really needed, whatever it is, you know, but you could see that financially it just would not be wise to take debt at that time to meet that need, what would you say to the people? What would be your stand on that?
Well, I think if it is something that we truly needed, but absolutely couldn't afford, I think we'd have to try to figure out, is there another way to try to provide this service or to get what we want without having to accumulate the debt? And if there's not, or I feel strongly that even though it's needed, bringing on the debt isn't a good idea, I'd have a town hall meeting and explain to you why I believe that it's not a good time to fund this project. And then if the citizenry is demanding something, then I think that as a local elected official, we have to listen. But I would certainly never back away from standing up and having the opportunity to talk with the voter and tell them why I believe the way I believe.
Okay, next question, Mr. Gonzalez.
A significant portion of Precinct 3 is the Woodlands.
Mm-hmm.
What unique situations do you see in having that entity within Precinct 3, especially as far as the building of parks, and other amenities that the Woodlands right now is doing?
Well, first of all, I think that the Woodlands has been a great asset for the entire community. I mean, we've been able to, the tax base that the Woodlands has brought to Montgomery County has helped us put in roads and infrastructure and things that we need to bring the entire county up. And as Precinct 3 Commissioner, my goal and responsibility is to work with the whole of South County and the entire Montgomery County. And I'd like to see that commissioner work to make certain that we're focusing on the entire county. I'm a little, I want to make sure I'm answering your question, and I'm not sure that I truly understand. I mean, there'll be all sorts of, go ahead, tell me.
Well, I've heard it said that some of the responsibility that the county commissioner is not building roads, we're paying taxes to have those roads built, but it's being done through the Woodlands instead of through the county. Are we getting our money's worth?
Oh, well, you know, I think that there's certainly some overlap in what the county provides and what the township provides. And as county commissioner, I would want to make certain that we keep a very close eye on the transition process of the Woodlands going from a township to their own municipality, because once that happens, a lot of things change for the county. Those roads would become, you know, responsibility of the Woodlands, no longer Montgomery County, and so would a lot of the services that are provided by the county. As your commissioner, I would want to make certain that we don't have duplicative efforts in spending on projects. If you know, the township is providing a function, you know, for the residents there, we don't want to be providing, you know, the same, we don't want to pay double for, you know, a particular service. And as far as parks go, that's a township function right now inside of the Woodlands itself. Then, you know, South County, they have some other things that are funded through the county itself. Is that?
Well, I'm getting from the standpoint of the county pays for parks, like sports parks in other parts of the county, but the county doesn't pay for them in the Woodlands.
Okay, okay.
We're paying taxes, but we're not getting.
You know, that's a good question. That's something that's come up in conversations I've had with other individuals. When you look at,
I'm just going to say that, you know, try to be brief on that one, so we do
Okay.
have opportunity for another question.
I sure will. And I'll forego some of my wrap-up if I need to answer Paul's question. But there have been other people that have come to me and said, you know, do we fund our parks at the same level that some of the other commissioners fund their parks? And I'm trying to get a breakdown of that, and it's not real easy to get. It's not line items in the budget, so I'm working to do that. But as commissioner, sports parks to me are a great thing. We have no better way in which we can build character through children's than participating in youth sports. But that doesn't mean that the county has to fund it. Those things can be funded with private efforts. And I would want to make sure, I'm not a golfer, I don't do a lot of fishing or hunting. So one of the things I'd like to do is put together some sort of a charity organization that would work to help us make certain that we have the field maintained and you know, for the community, but not necessarily funded through the county itself. If the Woodlands and the township want to fund it, that's great, but I wouldn't want to spend a lot of county tax dollars on that.
Okay, Mr. Evans.
A couple of years ago, the county commissioners established a red light program for intersections, and they did so without any ballot initiative. Are you in favor of that, or would you support a ballot initiative or that type of action?
I think that this should be put up to the vote 100%. I'm personally not a fan of the red light cameras. I haven't seen data that's proven to me that an intersection has become safer because this red light camera is there. And to me, I think that we're circumventing due process by just taking that picture. And I want the voters to have a choice in that matter.
Okay, probably have time for one last question before we wrap up, Ms. Anderson.
Well, okay. Let's see, you have had, your degree is in finance and you've had a lot of financial experience. Have you worked for any companies in the area specifically, companies, or is it just individuals?
No, I've worked, the majority of my work has been with corporations.
Corporations.
Yeah, but I've worked most recently for Great West Retirement Services and Principal Financial Group. And in those capacities, I would work with business owners to make certain that they have their 401k plan in place, their investment management for their funds is solid, and that they are meeting their funding requirements. And the majority of that work is all corporations and some municipalities.
Some of your opponents have had more experience in the area of construction.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it makes sense that it's helpful, I think, to add the experience of understanding finance, I think, to the mix. You wouldn't want all construction workers,
Absolutely.
you know. So I think it's probably good to have a balance, but, tell me why, tell me your perspective on that.
Okay, no, first,
Because- Yeah, because you haven't had experience in construction.
no, I mean, just through, normal building things of my own. Our county is no longer a road and bridge county. The county commissioner's not gonna get on a maintainer and repair a road any longer. In Leon County or some of the other counties out west, that may be a function. Today, I think we need a leader, and we need somebody that can build consensus. We need someone that understands contracts. We need somebody that understands debt, understands taxation, wants to give the people a voice and truly work in the best interest of everybody, not just a self-anointed few. I have proven ability to manage teams, lead individuals. I have no problem understanding, the terminology in the construction world and in the world of roads and projects and drainage. And I'll make certain that we have the best people on our staff to make certain that these issues are addressed properly. I think it's far more important to have somebody that truly understands understands taxation, understands debt management, understands that we need to spend our money much more wisely and be a good steward of your tax dollars.
Okay, and we've got just a brief time for you to do a wrap-up.
Yeah, no, thank you for your time and for allowing me to come in today. And, Paul, your question was a great question, and just trying to make certain that from a county perspective, we don't get off the beaten path of funding things because we want to or because we like them. We need to stick very closely to what we're required to fund through the state statute and through the state constitution. And my commitment to working with any groups is to make certain that we utilize the private sector to bring in dollars and provide funding for these types of things through advertisement or other ways in which we can fund. And I do plan on trying to find out exactly how much money the county spends funding parks and funding different, funding really everything within the county. Then I'm going to break it down by what is statutorily required and what is not.
Okay. Well, as always, I didn't get to ask any of the questions I had, but I'm sure everybody else is in that boat too. But thank you very much for the time that you have given to us.
If you guys have questions and want me to answer them, just let me know. I don't mind coming back or in a formal or informal setting, just sitting down and talking with you guys. I want to make certain that you're 100% comfortable with me serving as your next commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.